handcuffs because we don't know what
you
you've got on
don't
you.
though, because
You
I'm
do
not
what-
hostile.
But listen, put yourself in our shoes. If you did this job,
Alright, I
would
will.
do the same thing.
No, because I would use reason and common sense and logic
But
to
if
know
someone's
that.
being constructive-
Alright, yes then the people. I have it in my sights. This is the famous Colindale Police Station. For those that aren't aware, this is like the equivalent, the North London's equivalent of Lewisham. I believe like this is like the murder investigation headquarters for the north side of the river, and Lewisham is for the south side of the river. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, so it's a big old station. See, this is a bit out of hours. I come here on a bit of a random one, so I ain't done this for a minute. Gonna see what's going on. See if we're gonna get any questions or anything.
Literally, so.
We open at Colindale Police Station in North London, a site the auditor describes as the equivalent of Lewisham's major crime hub. Straight away, he frames this as serious territory. Under UK law, filming in public is generally lawful, even near police stations. The real test here is how officers react, and within minutes, things move from curiosity to confrontation. Let's see how quickly tension builds.
Yeah, just filming, mate.
Just filming?
Yeah.
Filming what?
Just anything I can see.
What for?
Why not? Can you stand back, mate? Thank you.
Why are you
Can
filming?
you stand back, mate?
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back, mate?
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back?
Why are you filming?
If you stand back, I'll answer you.
Why are you filming?
Can you stand back, mate? What's going on?
You're not allowed to film police stations.
I'm not allowed to police.
Okay, you're detained at the moment.
Alright.
Notice the first clash. Why are you filming? Asked repeatedly, while the auditor calmly asks for space. The rule here is simple. Filming in a public space is legal. Officers pressing for a reason so aggressively risk appearing inconsistent with that standard. The scene escalates faster than it should. But watch how it unfolds next.
You cuffed me, am I hostile?
That's what we're checking, mate.
You don't have to touch that button. Okay, so just for a bit of context, this officer right here has just cuffed me. I don't know if you'll see that footage. This kind officer's just taken me out of cuffs. This is a lady, what's your name, sorry?
PC Emily Gilroy,
Emily Gilroy. Where are you from, Miss Gilroy?
counter-terrorism.
Counter-terrorism unit. So we've had a bit of compromise. She's agreed to speak to me. Well, I've agreed to speak to her as long as the cuffs were taken off. So now we're having this conversation.
Here we see the aftermath. Cuffs already applied and removed. Under PACE, handcuffing requires necessity and proportionality. Applying cuffs before questions are even asked appears inconsistent with that principle. The auditor challenges this calmly, highlighting the imbalance. But soon, the real flashpoint comes. Counter-terrorism powers.
So, Miss Gilroy, what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know why you came in filming the back gates, which has led to you being in handcuffs when officers arrived because they didn't know what you were doing and you didn't want to provide your details.
Because I'm documenting abuse of like terrorism legislation, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, legally, I don't have to actually give you a reason. I don't have to account, so I don't actually have to say anything. But
okay, but it's going to make us suspicious, isn't it?
okay,
You
yeah,
can-
but
you can appreciate that.
legally speaking, I don't have to account for myself in a public place. Is this a public place?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay, so technically, if I'm in a public place doing legal activity, I don't have to account for myself, right?
Right.
So technically,
No,
I don't even have to say anything, right?
That's fine, absolutely fine. I'm not disputing that.
The officer cites suspicion linked to a terrorism rule test. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires genuine, specific suspicion. Simply filming at gates does not typically meet that threshold. The auditor points this out, making clear he need not account for lawful public conduct. But the officer pushes back. Watch how that exchange heats up.
But you've got to appreciate these officers are just doing their job at the end
I
of the day.
don't think they are doing their job, though. No.
Well, I'm not here to dispute that. What else do you want to ask me?
I thought you were the one that was asking me.
Well, obviously we want to know.
I would
why
like to.
you're
All right
filming
then.
the
All right.
back
Let me
gates.
ask you a question. I've got a question for you. You ready?
Can you answer me why you were filming the back gates first? Let's be fair.
I've literally just answered the question. I'm documenting abuse of legislation by police officers.
Well, what's the abuse of legislation? Where's it been abused?
So I've just been cuffed and searched without reasonable grounds.
But that was after you started filming.
Yeah, of course. But I am allowed to film this. Look, guess what? I can stand here and film this as much as I like. Does it?
Okay.
I don't know if that's computed. All right, you have a listen. You have a right to speak to me, fine. Yeah. But you don't have a right to just put cuffs on me, and then start. Nah, you don't though. You don't, because I'm not hostile.
I'm not getting anywhere with you because you're not prepared to listen to me.
The back and forth sharpens. The auditor insists filming is legal. The officer says it makes us suspicious. This highlights a key divide. Suspicion must be evidence-based, not preference-based. It's a textbook clash between rights and perception. The auditor's refusal to give a name raises the stakes, and now attention shifts to the exact search powers used.
Is there any other issues that I can help you with today?
I would like you to explain the grounds for the search. Because he first said section 1 of PACE, then they changed it to section 47 of the Terrorism Act, which
43.
as you know, no, they changed it to 47, right. And as you know, it has to be authorised by an inspector. The inspector himself didn't know that, and he scurried off because he knew that I knew what I was talking about. And now you're saying it's section 43, so I'd really expect...
Well, no, I'm asking, was it 43 or 47?
No, what was it, mate? What was it? Section 1, and then it was section 47, and what is it now?
I think there was
so why don't you write me a copy?
I will do.
Yeah? How about you do it right now?
I'll go upstairs and do it. Okay,
how about you do it?
I haven't got one in my pocket, but I'll get it.
Alright, so what is it then, mate? Was it section 1 or 47?
I think it's 43. But
was it 43?
I'll write it down and I'll confirm it for you, alright?
You do that, yeah?
I will.
Good lad.
Here's a major wow moment. Officers first cite PACE, then switch to Terrorism Act Section 47, then later Section 43, Rule Test. Consistency matters. A lawful search requires clearly stated grounds. Switching sections mid-conversation undermines confidence in procedure. The auditor spots it instantly, and notice the inspector quietly withdraws from the scene.
That slip for me, mate, yeah? And next time, don't be putting cuffs on people and stuff without any reasonable grounds.
Right. Okay,
and let's get our stories straight.
The conversation is finished. I'm happy with everything. Thank you for talking to me, and I wish you well. All right? Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna keep filming as well.
That's fine. No problem at all.
All right. Get that slip for me, mate. Don't forget. Yeah, I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. And you're gonna be sued as well for.
Make sure you stay away from the gate.
Yeah, no, I won't, mate. I'll be right there. But yeah, you're going to be sued as well for an unlawful search under section 43 or section 47, yeah? Yeah, I can come in here as well. Yeah, it's a public place, yeah? Yeah, I can come in here. It's a public place. I've got a question for her.
The auditor calls it plainly. Don't be putting cuffs on people without grounds. The rule is simple. Restraint requires justification. By highlighting the inconsistent stories, he exposes gaps in training and protocol. Yet officers still promise to fetch a search slip. But the bigger problem, the recording had been turned off earlier.
That inspector, bro, they didn't. The thing is, yeah, half the conversation they didn't even let me document it. He just turned off the recording straight away. I was put in cuffs, and then basically what happened was they called someone from counter-terrorism, and then she was trying to get information out of me, and I told her, how about this? How about you take me out of cuffs and let me record, and then I'll give you some information. Obviously, I didn't give them, well, you saw the footage. Obviously, I didn't give them any information, but yeah, this is Colindale Police Station. I'd expect a similar sort of reaction at Lewisham, but yeah, and they still don't know who Coley Burks is, you know, counter-terrorism squad, this and that. They still don't know who Coley Burks is. So yeah, interesting bit of footage. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's just wait for this guy to get the search slip, man. Fucking piss takers. You're saying got the J's on today though. Got the J's on today. But yeah, guess what? I'm gonna keep filming here now. This is no, they really pissed me off. Do you know how many of them came out there? And then inspector come out. They even said something about section 47, and I said that has to be authorized by inspector. So many of them scattered once they knew.
This section is crucial. The auditor explains the recording was stopped when cuffs went on. Policy may not be law, but transparency requires officers to announce and document. Shutting off evidence at the height of tension appears to fall short of public trust. The auditor then stays calm, continuing to film, building his own record. But watch what comes next.
Why do you film police stations? What's it all
I've
about?
told you.
But you've been going around filming different police stations.
Yeah, and I
but
can, because
why?
I can.
I know you can, but what are you getting from it? I know you can.
I think it would be difficult for me to explain it to
I'm
you.
just interested.
I don't just do it here to like cause a nuisance and try and belittle you lot. Like the whole time I kept it together pretty well, to be fair, despite all the...
Yeah, you did, compared to a
Despite-
lot of people I've dealt with. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like obviously like the point here is not to try and belittle you lot. The point is, like, I suppose you could say it's a form of like civil activism, do you know what I mean? And then we're just seeing, because we're seeing how the authorities react to people filming in public places, and it so happens to be.
But for what I'm genuinely interested.
Okay, so
For what
if you let me explain, so it happens to be that many officers are just kind of intent on violating people's rights without any given kind of reason or grounds. Do you know what I mean? We've got officers here, even your inspector himself. He didn't have a clue what he was talking about. He was saying section 47 didn't need to be... No, but he didn't though, and I could tell he did it. That's why he's scarpered. Do you not understand the point? We're here to find the bad apples, so to speak. That you're probably one of the better ones.
Now the exchange turns almost conversational. The auditor frames his work as civil activism, not nuisance. The rule, filming in public is lawful, and activism is protected expression. By contrasting his calm tone with earlier heavy-handedness, he highlights a double standard. But the officer defends their caution, citing today's climate. The clash of worldviews is clear.
I mean, literally, I've only been here for 5 minutes. It's not like I've been here for like 4 hours, like ducking in deep, like weaving and trying to come up to here and do all this. I've literally been here. I've come up here, done this. Your guy come and put me in cuffs within 5 seconds. He comes straight up to me, like, do you know what I mean? Right up to my face. And I said, mate, can you stand back?
We don't know nothing about you. You've not provided any details. So it's going to make us suspicious. We've got to put you in cuffs because we don't know what you've got on you.
No, you don't though, because I'm not hostile.
But listen, put yourself in our shoes. If you did this job,
I will.
do the same thing.
No, because I would use reason and common sense and logic
But
to
if
know that
someone's being obstructive-
that an alleged terrorist. Yeah, but I can be obstructive. It's not illegal for me to be obstructive or to be difficult.
We're not thinking you're a terrorist, Coley.
Yeah,
we don't know
but
who you are.
yeah, but then why was I searched under terrorist legislation?
Because we do get a lot of people. Yeah, thank you. Because we do get a lot of people.
But you get that a lot, don't you?
No, we get a lot of people filming for CT reasons, so you've got to appreciate that.
I don't think about it. All right, so you work for the counter-terrorist team. Let's think a little bit logically now. Would a prospective terrorist film a police station, which I don't believe is a high-value target for a police station, in broad daylight? Like, there would be a more covert way of doing it. If you extrapolate based on the terrorist attacks that have happened in this country, I don't think many of them have been carried out like with people filming and in broad daylight.
I get you, but not every situation, not every person that wants to do that, carry out a CT attack, has that way of thinking. They're all different.
I know you can never know what happens, but like I could walk across the street and get hit by a car. Like anything could happen. But the data does not support the fact that there's no data that supports the fact that police stations are targets of terrorists.
No, I'm not
saying that make sense? Because unfortunately, like the opinion towards you lot.
But we've got to be protective of it.
Of course you do. Yeah. Listen, you've got every right to speak to me. And when you do, I'm not going to try and antagonise you to get a reaction. Like, that's not how I do it. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of the time, you're kind of doing the job for me, so to speak. But
all right. Well, I'm glad I now know who you are.
It wasn't that hard, was it? Like,
yeah, but it shouldn't have to be that hard.
How did you find out? How did you find out?
Tell me your name.
But like, how is there such an information failure like across the Met?
You can call me Emily, and I can call you whatever your name is. That's all. That's it. All it is.
But it's like, how do you not know about this? Not one of those officers knew what it was that I was doing. Like, is it that difficult? Because, like, for the information to trickle down throughout the Met?
How can you expect every officer?
No, but these auditors,
especially we've got a lot of new ones coming through.
Yeah.
How can you expect every officer to know who you are?
I mean, regardless of whether... No, I'm not saying that I expect them to know me by name or my alias, but I would expect them to be able to work out that some guy filming the back gate of a police station in broad daylight is probably not a terrorist and is probably doing it to get some sort of rise out of police.
9 times out of 10, yeah, absolutely.
I would expect... No, but 9 times out of 10, the inverse happens.
We don't know that, and we've got a job to do.
Yeah, but you should know that, because there's even a memo that went round.
Come on. come
No,
on.
it just
Be
doesn't make...
reasonable.
No, I'm being reasonable. It does not make logical sense for someone... Like, I'm just
Maybe
letting you
not
grab
to
me.
you.
Like, within 5 seconds, I was cuffed. So it's like, if I was supposedly going to plan to attack a police station, doing it like this, it just doesn't make any sense,
It
does
might
it?
not even be in a terrorism purpose. You might be here because you've got a grievance against a
yeah,
particular officer.
of
And
course.
you've come here to attack that officer. It could be even that. We have to look at the bigger picture, Colin.
Yeah. I hear that, but it's like me talking to you and these other officers is a complete coincidence. I haven't come here like, knowing this particular officer works at this time. Like, I've just turned up
But
here.
you might do.
And whatever happens, happens.
You might do, though.
But even then,
I'm just trying to-
I don't think that they would just stand in the place where the cars come in and out of. Like, camera or not, some bloke standing here
Cody,
looks
come on,
suspicious.
Come on, we get all sorts doing all sorts of things. So you've got to realise that. All right.
This final section shows the auditor challenging the terrorism rationale directly. Why would a terrorist film a police station in daylight? He cites data, logic, and history. The officer concedes uncertainty, but the gap remains.